Hey everybody, Rob Hunden here, CEO of Hunden Partners, and today I'm going to be talking to you about development advisory. This is the stage of the process that's the most critical. It is after you've done the vision plan, the placemaking action plan. It is after you've done your feasibility studies to figure out, holy cow, this thing costs a ton of money and I'm not sure how we're going to pay for it. So it gets you past all the excitement to the scary reality of we got to try to pull this thing off. It's a compelling, exciting project, but no compelling, exciting project was ever easy to finance, and no simple project was ever compelling, right? So we picked the tough stuff. So what we need to do is move through that business planning and sausage making phase where we figure out how we're going to pay for this, both the public and private sector. And then we move into the actual execution of attracting the development partners that are qualified to the project and getting a deal done with them. And also then for public venues, figuring out who's going to operate these, and sometimes with the public-private venues too. So arenas, stadiums, performing arts centers, convention centers, who's going to be the most qualified group to operate that on behalf of the ownership group, whomever that is. And it could be universities, could be cities, counties, authorities, or a private developer. Development advisory process is super critical because we take you through those steps. So that first stage is really trying to understand how much is this really going to cost? What's the site if we have a site? Hopefully we have a site that we own and control. That's very critical. And what are the tools in the toolbox in our city, county, and state or province or wherever we are that we're allowed to generate and recoup or recapture spending and tax benefits from the project area or other sources of revenue, grant funding and things like that, that could pay for the public sector share of the project. And then we can be more attractive to the private sector in attracting them to a project where the public sector is taking care of its side of it. So that's about typically a 3 to 6 month process. After that is when we can start going into the request for qualifications process to find a qualified developer. After that, we shortlist to the most qualified developers, get them interested by going through that, throw your hat in the ring, and then we go right into the RFP with 3 or 4 invited top qualified groups. And then from there, we make our top ranked choice and negotiate with the top ranked choice. If those negotiations fall through, we'll go with the second ranked option. From there, it's term sheet and deal negotiation. Also, if it's a publicly owned venue that needs a private operator, then we will do a private operator solicitation, selection, and competitive process for that. And that goes through very similar steps to the developer solicitation and selection process. So those are many of the things associated with the development advisory service. It gets you from end of feasibility study to, ideally, shovels in the ground with a project that is funded and has great public and private sector partners. So thank you so much for being here today. See you on the next one.